Final Fantasy VII Remake has great nostalgia and history with a lot of people, with memorable, great characters that stay true to the original Final Fantasy VII, to its music that also stays true to the original in this remake. It is very jaw-dropping how amazing the music is and the visuals in this game. Though the visuals aren't perfect in areas as things have trouble loading in, it is very noticeable on doors, might I add. But, you know, that's kind of a shame, and some things look like JPEGs, but, you know, it's very jaw-dropping to see, you know, above you a big city plate in the sky that is just covering the sky above you. But yeah, it's very impressive to see. But you'll see what I mean when you go further into the game. Some things have terrible draw distance, and you know, to mitigate that, they try to make you go through areas through like stuff, and you have to go under, crawl under stuff to try to hide things are having trouble loading in. But it's very noticeable on doors. You'll see what I mean. They lose their texture and they don't pop in the details until you go up close to them and whatnot. But yeah. In terms of gameplay with FF7, you have your materia like the original that gives you an array of different options you can have in your arsenal. And basically you can have elemental effects on your weapons, basically ice or fire or lightning effects on your weapons so it can do elemental damage. You can have healing materia, which is a pretty basic mechanic to have to be able to heal your party, and believe me, you'll be doing a lot of that in Final Fantasy VII Remake, healing your party while the other party member is getting their ass kicked, and for some reason their ranged fighter like Barrett, who's meant to be shooting from afar, for some reason they're up close, you know. Yeah, it's pretty weird. In FF7 Remake, you'll be using different characters depending on events occurring in the game. Cloud is the aggressive character in your party doing things offensively and defensively, while Tifa is the best used when using to stagger an enemy. Barrett is used for range attacks for enemies you can't reach with a melee character, or Aerith can fit in this category as well, but she is pretty much the character, the mage, who's trying to heal the party and give them status elements that is beneficial to all of them. The problem with this game's gameplay is the lack of useful AI. It becomes extremely prevalent how unhelpful they can be on hard mode, and it feels like they are doing anything useful. They're not doing anything useful, and you're doing all the work. That and the dodge that all characters have barely feels useful, and it feels like you're trying to get out of the way, and it doesn't have iframes like a regular action game. Iframes, by the way, mean something that is invisible. A dodge in an action game like, let's say, Devil May Cry should have invisibility because you're trying to avoid something entirely because you don't want to get damaged. It doesn't in FF7 Remake. The dodge have this, and you think you shouldn't get hit, you get hit anyway. It's only useful for moving out of the way of stuff. You also, like the original FF7, have limit breaks. These feel incredibly rare to achieve, and I think that's fine. It would be too much if you could do it at any moment. You'd be blitzing by all the time on your enemies on normal difficulty. Like I said, the combat is really okay in FF7. The story is what really holds this game up. Even on normal, this game's challenging, but for certain reasons. You always feel like when things are in a bind, you have to go to the menu and pause, heal, bring back a party member, use magic, etc. Some bosses feel like damage sponges, honestly, and a chore, but there are others that are fine and are enjoyable. This game is enjoyable for what it is, but it's not perfect in the slightest. Now let's talk about its story. You are a mercenary who joins in a group with a terrorist group called Avalanche, and your job is to destroy a Mako reactor that's being overseen by a huge corporation operating the continent Midgar and using the Mako reactor to suck up the planet's life force for their own gain. This evil corporation is known as Shinra, It is your job to stop them and prevent the planet from dying. This game has great characters and moments with them, with great music that left me moving around very slowly in the world and taking it all in, and it filled me with so many emotions on my first playthrough. I thought this game was fun. There's like I said, loading issues in the game, and you know, overall I just enjoyed this game. If you have never played a Final Fantasy game before, play Ff7. It's an enjoyable game. Check it out. Overall, that's my thoughts on the game. I hope you found this video helpful and thought about picking up Final Fantasy 7 Remake and checking it out. Anyways guys, I'll catch you later on the next video. Peace.